Welcome back to Check Please, the D&D podcast thing. Last time, our heroes happened upon a group of dwarves who were also looking for the fallen meteorite, as they believe it was made of precious and valuable metal. The group found the meteor and discovered it was covered in strange runes. Let's see what happens next.
Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and get back to charging Vera. I'm gonna draw my dagger / short sword and charge at her.
Damn.
Damn.
It's going down.
Don't worry. You will not believe how ineffectual.
I don't know, last time you did max damage on me.
Alright, so as soon as the hunk of metal dissolves into nothingness, the look of anger and like the hatred in the face of all the Fae disappear. And they all kind of stop and blink and look around.
And then the dwarves have looks of hatred.
As if they have no idea where they are.
Oh my god. I'm so glad I didn't hurt them.
The dwarves are completely speechless. Like, they are beside themselves. They just watched, like, 1,000,000 gold worth of star metal just disappear in front of them, and they have no idea what to think.
Literally that scene from The Dark Knight for them.
Yeah.
They're just like, Myrmir is just, he's like dropped to his knees, Pick is laying on the ground in front of him, and his hands are like resting in front of him, just like palms up and hands open, and he's just like,
Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to charging Vera. With my dagger this time.
Alright, you roll a 0. That's pretty good. 2 minus 2.
Wow.
So you just
Even
kind
if
of...
I had hit you, I have a 3/4 chance if I hit you to not hurt you. The most damage I could do is 2 damage, and that's if I critical, and then roll the highest amount.
So...
What the fuck?
Lovette is just kind of like swiping the air in front of Vera, just ineffectually.
I just assumed that it was hitting the like chitinous plate.
What I like to see is like Vera just puts her hand on Lovette's head. She's just swinging, and Vera's like, okay. So while that's happening, I am gonna approach the nymph, and I know how to speak to the Fae.
All right.
Cool.
Yep, yeah. I know that language. So I'm gonna speak to the nymph in Sylvan. Are you alright? I'm sorry about everything. We know there was a bit of a magical issue in here. Are you okay otherwise?
The only people that understand it are the ones that speak
I just know
Sylvan.
it looks really pretty.
So she speaks to you, and her voice sounds like this just beautiful melody in her vocal tones. Like she's got...
I dig it.
She's just got such an incredible depth and quality to her voice.
And suddenly Soul's talking that way.
She says she doesn't know what happened, and she asks, where am I?
We're in the mountains of the southern part of Ville. There was a magical issue here. A meteor from space flew down with strange runes and scribes on them. And I believe it was making you all a little mean, to say nicely.
She looks and she sees that she's holding a dagger in her hand, and it's got like a little bit of blood on it. And she's like,
That's my blood.
Oh. She drops the dagger in like horror. She's like, this is awful.
It's okay. It's okay. I promise I'm not upset. We came here so that we could make sure that this doesn't happen to you guys. So, in the end, I knew something bad would happen, and it's okay. I promise.
She says, you came here to save us?
Yes. At least I did.
She like...
And I point over to Vera, and I'm like, she did too.
Not everyone did, and I look at the dwarves.
The nymph throws herself...
You can understand?
The nymph throws herself at you and embraces you with a tight hug.
Oh.
What?
Well, I'm okay with this.
Saying?
I hug back because yay. It's okay. And I do a very nice, like, gentle, like, rub on the back to, like, calm her and stuff. Everything is gonna be okay. However, may I ask you some questions? If you're able to answer, I know a lot of things may be foggy for you.
Of course, it was like a terrible nightmare.
I'm sure. Do you know what the last thing you remember is? Like, before perhaps the meteor appeared? I'm not exactly sure how things happened, to be honest.
Yes, I was at the Hallowed Grove. The Queen was telling us something about... I can't remember, but we looked up in the sky and we saw a tongue of fire heading toward the ground.
Is your queen peaceful to other races?
We mostly keep to ourselves.
I was wondering if I could perhaps request an audience to ask her about events? Perhaps she would be able to shed more light on it. She is a queen, after all. I would assume she'd know a bit more.
The nymph nods silently.
If it's okay with you, I wouldn't want to impose. I simply want to know why.
You and your friends are heroes. You've saved us.
Some of us. Thank you so much.
I'm sure she would be very grateful to you. Yes, you're absolutely right. This way. She starts moving off like this direction off into the woods. The other fey creatures also like either skitter away or follow along.
Soul just kind of calls back and is like, "I'm gonna go with them. You guys are welcome to come. I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna figure out stuff.
What? Figure out what?
Why it all happened. I'm gonna go see the queen.
I don't think that they have the answers to your life.
Too bad. So sad.
What about the meteor?
You.
What meteor?
Wait.
I'll head with Soul.
Some of us are heroes.
Unwilling heroes.
So, you guys are just at the impact site. You now make your way to the northeast. And you make yes?
What's up?
Oh no, was there anything left in the crater at all?
No.
Not even the black goo?
All of it was destroyed.
Oops.
The dwarves do not follow along. The dwarves are too distraught, and they march their way back down the mountain to go back to Wittengen.
So now all of the dwarves hate us via Dragon Age logic.
True, yeah.
But don't dwarves typically hate elves?
That's okay, they were lower classed anyways.
Oh my god.
Boom. They were only copper dwarves.
It's not like they matter.
Right? Who gives a shit about copper dwarves?
Soul, although they try their best, are still a little classist.
Alright, so...
They have no influence.
The nymph leads you through a series of strange wooded passages, like different pathways and strange things that seem to crisscross back on themselves, but yet you're still somehow making progress through the forest. Huh. So it's it's some sort of fey path. It's very strange. And if you weren't following this nymph, you would have never found this area.
Okay. So it's kind of like finding the Master Sword.
Kinda, yeah. So what eventually happens is it comes out into this large open clearing in the woods where there is what appears to be a collection of standing stones. Large monoliths, about 20 feet tall, arranged in a rough circle. In the center of it, you see a large collection of fey creatures of all shapes and sizes. Everything from little frog-looking creatures, the size, like, would only stand up to a human's knee, all the way up to large, 12-foot tall, like, hunched-over, furry creatures that you're not familiar with. And they're all sort of, like, gathered around, speaking and conversing with one another. So, in the center of the circle, you see many of the Fae are addressing what appears to be an older-looking elven woman who looks regal in her appearance. She has like a calm demeanor around her, and she's like speaking with each Fae as they come up to her in turn.
I don't imagine she's familiar to any of us.
No, but she has the same unearthly quality of beauty as the nymph did. She just seems to be a more slightly older version, but no less attractive as far as that is. No less beautiful, I should say. Nymphs have like this crazy classical grace and beauty about them that is impossible.
Impossible beauty standard.
I kneel before her, and in Sylvan I say, "My lady, I have come from the mountain. There was a terrible disaster that I sought to rid the world of that was affecting your kind."
Man, I like to imagine Soul is like struggling just to remember what the words are in Sylvan.
She walks up to you, and she kneels down and offers her hand to help you back up.
I take it.
And she says, "You do not kneel to me. If what I have heard is true, then we all owe you a great debt."
Oh, no, that's perfectly fine. I didn't want you guys to get hurt because of it, I suppose. I truly believe that you all were wonderful. We did have assistance, however, from a couple of people outside of our group who also wanted to make sure that you all were safe.
Who would that be?
There's a lady named Hildegard upon the mountain somewhere around this area.
Yes, friends with Hildy.
Hildy's wonderful, isn't she?
She's been in these hills almost as long as I have.
I see. Well, she helped us make a potion that destroyed the object that was causing everyone to not feel well and stab people.
She nods knowingly.
So, oh.
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized as I started to speak.
I look over at Vera. Would you like to say anything at all?
No.
All right.
What are you guys
I
saying?
think I'll start. I'll tell them the gist of what Soul's saying.
Your
Okay.
translator.
Vera's being my translator. If it may be, may I ask if you know how this all came about?
She says that their people had seen a star fall from the heavens, and their attempts to scry what it was or determine its nature all failed, and it seemed to be coming closer and closer to where they lived, and they were unsure if it was bringing their destruction or not.
I see. And I kind of turn towards the nymph who led us, and I'm just kind of like, so this is what the congregation was speaking about before it fell upon the earth?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, it at least has been dealt with. I do know I
suppose
at least...
It was a bit short-sighted of us, I suppose. We did have a warning about this.
You did? From who?
She nods solemnly and says, "It is somewhat of a point of shame. Around a year ago, a gnome arrived here and told us that this meteor would strike."
May I ask who the gnome was?
Wait, they said something about the gnome?
Yes, he's asking who it was.
Yes, who is it?
She never received his name, but she describes a gnome. She describes the physicality of a gnome that matches the description of your father perfectly.
It sounds like your father.
How would you know that?
It's bee knowledge.
Yeah, every bee knows every gnome.
True.
Every beady.
That's true. We do know bees really well.
Okay, so after Vera translates this, what do you do?
When did he come by? What did he, did his conclusions with?
So it was about a year ago. Do you know why he approached you in the first place? Other than to tell you about it?
He seemed to be concerned that it would strike with enough force to destroy the entire mountain.
I see. Vera's translating?
Yeah, I'm translating everything.
Okay, so I turn back and look at Lovette.
Where did he go next?
Where did he go next? Do you know?
She shakes her head no.
I shake my head in response to Lovette. I'm just like, nope.
We sent him away from the mountain, and we know not where he went.
Did you think he was crazy?
Well, all gnomes share some traits with insanity.
I do not.
Yeah, do not translate that. I just Soul kind of like does like kind of lean back on their spine. Their arms are kind of crossed, and they're just like, "Oh, really?
What
Could
did
you
she
elaborate
say?
a bit more?"
I didn't catch that one.
Oh, okay. Just please listen carefully. This is important.
Well, they tend to be single-minded.
They do. I agree with you. Unfortunately.
Okay, so they're saying a lot, and you're not telling me what's going on.
Just general banter.
What's about what? This is
It's talking about trees. you know how Soul is.
Is that related to the gnomes you were talking about? The trees? Is that where he went?
I turn back and I say, they don't know where he went. They just shoot him off. They didn't believe him. I'm upset that they did that. And I turn back to the queen. I'm like, I'm sorry about that. She gets a little testy sometimes.
Still talking about trees.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and make my fucking sense motive.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sense motive and see if they're fibbing to you. Yes. You have no reason to believe anything otherwise. They seem perfectly legitimate. That is that 1 plus modifier of 1.
Oh my god. Oh.
Alright,
Man, I saw it too. When I rolled it, it just dropped it onto the 1.
So the nymph says that the services that you have offered us present a debt that we must repay as a society. So I have asked my subjects to take up a collection, and we have a reward to offer you.
I nod. What would this be?
So she turns, and a satyr walks up.
I happily wave at him.
He gives you finger guns.
Nice! I love this satyr! I'm totally into it.
He starts taking his belt off.
Oh, okay.
Waving is a big thing in our culture. You just committed to a lot.
So he whips his belt off and hands it to you, or hands it to the queen rather. And then he strides off. His loincloth falls away, and he just strides off naked.
Hot.
A pixie comes by and hands
the slip as well.
like an armband for the pixie, which turns out to be about the size of a ring. Different fey creatures come by and they each kind of pass off an item and hand it to the queen. You eventually get it's an amulet, a belt, a cloak, another belt, and a ring. And she's collecting each of these. And then when she's done, she hands them all over to the party and says that these items should benefit you in your travels.
Oh, thank you.
Sweet.
Thank you so much. I look over to Lovette and I'm like, so they've offered to give us a reward for saving their people. It's very kind of them.
Is it worth 10 million?
We weren't even going to get all of that. We were only going to get a small percentage anyways.
You're right.
I'm sorry, Lovette. A whole
Are you?
race.
Well, I mean, it was them or the miners, because I can't afford to back out of my earlier plan now.
Earlier plan?
Yes. What we discussed, we have left a small mark for ourselves, but the mine is still a mark. I was going to go remedy that, but I could not do both. I can't afford that right now.
I can pay miners to start working in the mine again.
Well, that's not what I mean.
Then what do you mean? You always speak in circles.
Well, why do you need to know?
Why do I need to know? Because you almost committed to genocide.
Do you say this in front of the Fae?
No.
I did not commit to anything. I did not convince still that would be the outcome of all this.
Look, I just don't agree with your matters. You seem to be very money hungry usually, and I just don't condone that at all.
Who are you to tell me what's important to me?
I don't care what's important to you. I care what's good.
Yes, and this is good. I'm doing this for a reason. You think this is for me? You think this is money? I am just greed holding it up?
I raise my eyebrows.
I have reasons.
And there are the circles again. May I ask what items we received, by the way? Because Soul's just kind of like gonna go off to like.
Yeah. So the five items you guys received, they're magical trinkets. So, do you want to use spellcraft on them, or do you want to ask the Fae what they are?
Oh, I'd rather talk to them.
Okay. So the queen.
May I ask?
Yeah, that'd be rather rude if we just like.
So the queen explains what they all are. The amulet is an amulet of natural armor. The belt is a belt of dexterity +2. The cloak is a cloak of resistance +2. The other belt is a belt of giant strength +2. And the ring is a ring of minor energy resistance, fire 10.
I know which one I want.
Vera, do you want the fire one?
You can all decide amongst
So,
yourselves.
if you guys
first.
look in the party inventory, you will see all of the items and they're arranged.
I don't think a cloak's gonna look good on me, though. That's the one thing I'm looking at. I'm like, I don't think a cloak's gonna look good on me. And I don't want to...
Which one did Lovette want?
She wanted the giant strength.
The
Okay.
belt of giant strength, so that I'm not absolutely, completely useless forever when it comes to strength-based things. Although it is kind of fun to be super useless, but...
So, strength increases your melee damage and melee chance to hit. Dexterity increases your ranged chance to hit and your AC.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Resistance will increase your saving throws by that amount, and natural armor increases your natural AC by that amount, and then the Ring of Resistance will give you 10 points of fire resistance. So anytime you take fire damage, you subtract the first 10 points.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could do the dexterity one since I am a ranged fighter.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I didn't know if anyone else would want claims to that.
Well, I was gonna say, I could actually give up the strength one so that it's not
For the
totally
dexterity?
wasted for the dexterity so that I can actually be useful in combat.
You want that one?
It would be pretty good for one person, but if someone else needs it.
Well, I mean, Markus is kind of our healer. He'd be the only one who would really use that past you.
Okay.
So that's up between you two guys.
Also, I carry a shitload of stuff.
Okay, so if I'm totally cool with Lovette getting the dexterity because I have 18 dexterity. So
Oh, yeah.
I think I want to take the ring of fire resistance. I'm gonna take off my engagement ring and put it on.
I mean, you can wear more than one ring.
Oh, I know.
Okay, alright.
Whoa.
In fact, I believe that.
I have a question.
Soul
Have you
is.
taken your engagement ring off before?
No.
Okay, when you take it off, there's a spark of electricity.
What?
Fuck.
There's a spark of electricity that goes from your finger to the ring as you're taking the ring off.
Ow.
Like you just triggered a spell.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
What, are they even scrying you? Like this
I
whole
don't
thing?
know. I'm very confused. I just look at everyone and I'm like,
Want the monthly talk?
I got an owie?
Oh, okay.
It shocked me. Gold isn't like...
Gold's a very good conductor, but I wouldn't know this.
But it would be unusual for it to shock me if it was already connected to my body.
True.
I put on the fire.
You put on. All right, so go ahead and take that item from the party sheet and drag it to your inventory.
Okay.
I have a question. Do all of these constitute as armor? Do any of them constitute as armor? But basically,
the
can Archibald
amulet of
wear them?
natural armor?
Yeah, Archibald can wear the amulet. Yeah.
Well, no, here he has natural armor. I don't want to do that. But I was thinking, if we don't have someone to specifically for the belt, that he would be a good choice for that.
Yeah, I could also use the belt. So.
Yeah.
Is there any that Markus could use?
Yes.
What were you looking at?
I would say the cloak for me, because if you give me giant strength, that just makes me strong as a normal person.
So maybe it would more useful for Vera, because you seem to be pretty combat heavy nowadays.
Yeah. I was combat heavy originally.
You were ready
too.
to be combat heavy. So while everyone's looking at the other items, can I detect magic on my engagement ring?
Yes.
Okay.
There appears to have been a spell on it that is now, or rather a charge of a spell put on it that has now been expended because you removed it.
I see. And there's no other, like, residual leftover magic on it?
Yeah, it's now
Okay.
a normal, what, silver? Gold? You tell me.
It's gold.
Gold. Alright, now this is a normal gold ring.
I'm gonna just put it in my pouch and leave it for now. Should Lovette get the natural armor? She's kind of small and runs into things.
Oh, man.
Ouch.
You ran into the weavers. I have more than good judgment. You ran into a dragon.
The weavers ran into you.
First of all, I ran away from the dragon. I just kind of shot him and then ran.
You started it.
I did. Also,
Very-
I thought you meant like literally like runs into things.
Okay, so I go back to the queen, and I'm just like, thank you so much for all of this. This is so wonderful. I can't thank you enough.
She says, it's like I said, we owed you a debt that needed to be repaid. You saved all of us.
Well, I mean, any kind person would do such a thing.
I would certainly hope so, but I have met many in my days that would not have.
Well, is there any other information you think we should know before we leave? I want to make sure that you are able to obtain the peace that you once had before all the issues with the Skyrock happened.
All I can hope is that the city does not hold any sort of grudge against my kind while we were not in control of ourselves.
We can spread word for you if you wish.
It would be appreciated.
I can do that.
How long has it been since we ran into the rock?
What do you mean?
Like, since the battle? How long has it been?
A couple hours?
Couple as in two?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still wearing a big fucking thing of armor, but at any minute now it's just gonna pop off.
I don't think this will happen, but if we're ever in need of dire help, that we could perhaps call on you once in the future.
That certainly seems acceptable.
It's not one I plan on, but in dire cases, I don't want to be left out high and dry, as one might say.
I know what we can do.
I turn around confused, because I've been talking in Sylvan.
I've been translating.
Oh, okay.
For the most part.
You've been translating? Got it. Okay. So I turn around kind of confused anyways.
Tell them, what if we ask them to take care of the miners, make sure that they do not get into trouble again, so we can sell our information, but they are not truly at risk.
You can always put up the option.
Alright. So... Oddly enough, Vera's, like, suggestions are more, like, important to Soul lately. Oh god.
Rarely does working together not help a matter.
True. And it would probably help obtain more peace that way if people were working together. Okay. I turn back to the queen. Perhaps a better thing to ask. I do not wish to ask much of you, so I will redact the previous case. Could we ask that you perhaps help out the miners upon the mountain from time to time. I know they recently had an issue with spores and inhalants in the mines, and I simply wish for them to be able to continue mining, but safely. Is that too much to ask?
She says that she'll make sure that the Fae of the Mountain know that the miners are to be aided in their travels, and they'll...
To say, perhaps nosy mushroom people? They might actually all get along.
Okay, I'll ask if they know about the mushroom beings at all.
They don't.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm like, never mind. But thank you so much for helping them, and I'm sure with whatever issues may have happened with the Skyrock, I'm sure doing this will help out relations between everyone so much more.
She nods and says that this is acceptable.
Alright. Other than that, I believe we are going to take our leave. Perhaps we'll visit Hildegard on our way down the mountain and tell her what has happened.
Is that our next stop?
The nymph says that tell her Talila says hello.
Talila. Okay. We shall. I thank you so much for your hospitality and seeing us. You are all so wonderful and beautiful, and I'm so grateful. I really, truly am.
She gives you a bow.
Oh, I bow in response nervously.
Man,
Thank you.
Archie, it sure would be great to know what you're all saying.
I believe Vera was still translating, right?
Yeah.
Vera just looks sad. Just like,
Oh, what the fuck?
like, I'm trying hard here, guys. Okay. Soul nods their head to all of the creatures around them as they are slowly leading the party outside of the forest. Do they need to know how to get out of the forest? Do I need someone?
Who are you guys?
Yeah.
As you ask that, the nymph that you saved earlier comes out of the crowd and gives you another hug and says, I can help you back to the human village.
I would love if you guided us to Hildegard's.
Sure, that's fine too.
If that's okay with my group. Do you all want to see Hildy before we go down to the mountain so we can tell her what we did?
We should
I
let
like
her
Hildy.
know that her agreement has been...
That's what I thought. Alright, to Hildegard's, my dear nymph. Do you have a name?
I don't know, I've never thought about it.
Oh my god.
I guess not.
She introduces herself as Arastia.
Erasmus.
Cool. I've only ever been known as Feral Nymph 1.
Well, as everyone's heading out, I'd like to go to Lila and say, how long has this grove been here?
Since the world was young.
Do you know of a temple to the northwest? It's very dilapidated.
She nods and says, yes, it was constructed, well, for your kind generations ago.
Do you know what happened to it?
It was once a bustling place of worship, but it eventually became insular and quiet. My people kept out of their business.
Thank you for your help either way.
She nods.
I look back at Vera, I'm like, the fuck was that?
You know Sylvan.
I do, but I'm very confused why you had to ask. I'm like, what do you need to know?
I never knew about this place before.
Oh, I thought you did. My bad. And then I happily follow Aristea, kind of doing like idle chat here and there with her, just like, oh, I've always read books about how wonderful your race was, but now I know that you're even better in person, and I'm so grateful, and
she's interested in actually, like, because you saved her life, like, she apparently feels that you personally saved her. So she's also interested in hearing about the outside world, because you get the sense that she's young enough that she still has some wanderlust, but she's never left this part of the world. So she's actually asking you a lot about, like, your travels.
Totally. I'm totally telling her about the Telic Manor. And I'm like, and then a ghost came upon Markus and said he needed to do soul searching. And we all joked that it was me, but we really know it's the inward soul, not really whole soul me.
Does that pun even make sense in Sylvan?
Who knows? Either way, Soul is just going on about the travels. Really excited to talk to her. Just very excited.
And Lovette's been trying to get Soul's attention, but she's too glum to really, like, pipe up. She just kind of...
Soul, however, like, kind of oddly keeps, like, patting their pouch where their engagement ring is. Like, just to check it's still there, and it's just kind of like,
there.
I don't...
And it's still mundane.
They're
In fact,
just...
it feels heavier.
They're very just, like, they could get rid of it, but part of them doesn't want to.
We'll hawk it.
So
It'll be much better
they-
that way.
It's in a pouch!
Yeah, we'll sell it later, and you'll get money out of it.
I don't know if I can do that yet. I'm very conflicted. Anyways, they keep just patting the pouch where the ring is and just is like, yep, still there. Keeps talking. Pat, yep, still there. And just keeps walking and talking as we head on to Hildegard.
So time passes, and you guys move from the hallowed grove over to Hildegard's hut. And as you approach Hildegard's hut, Aristea takes your wrist, Soul, and says, one other thing.
Yes?
I wanted to thank you for saving me and for sharing all of your wonderful stories. She reaches up and she takes out her little dagger and she cuts a small lock of her hair and then ties it with like a bit of string and hands it to you.
Okay, thank you so much. May I ask? I may not. Oh, could I do
knowledge nature?
That's only a 14.
Okay, so you know the practice, but you don't know what it does. The nymphs, when they want to show, like, not just, like, gratitude, but, like...
Sexual affection.
No, not exactly. not either. I mean, technically, yes, it's affection. But basically, as a token of their favor, they can give a lock of their hair or some other object to a person and grant them some of their abilities.
Oh my god!
So, a nymph can only choose one creature at a time to grant this to. So, she hands you a lock of her hair and says that she wants you to take this with you.
Of course. I'm clinging it to, like, my chest and I'm so happy, and then I hug her. Thank you! This is the sweetest...
So just as an aside, as far as your art goes, I don't know, I'll let you choose her hair color.
Yeah, so... What is it, like a bracelet, or like what do I do?
It's just a lock of hair. Like you can turn it into whatever you want. Like if you want to wrap it around and make it into a bracelet, you can long enough. But right now it's just a lock of hair tied with some string.
Well, I was kind of thinking of putting it in my hair. I don't know if that would be weird.
Yeah, you could wear it in your hair.
Your hair extension,
weird. Like a hair,
basically. Like, just like it'd be like having one braid in your hair.
Yeah,
it'd be the different color. I mean, I don't know how you want to do it.
Extend the floofy bang on the short hair side.
The shave side.
Yeah.
So, game terms, just out of character, what it's going to do for you. It's actually a little bit. I was a little bit worried about giving this to you, but it's a bit extreme. I already gave somebody the ability to turn into a bee person, so fuck it. Good taste and sense are out the window at this point. So, what this will do is it gives you a +4 insight bonus on will saves, crafting checks, and performance checks.
Oh damn!
So
oh shit!
Yeah, +4 bonus to will saves, crafting checks, and perform checks, and it allows you to do bardic performance 8 additional times per day.
What?
Whoa! Damn!
You need to go fucking track Biff down and have a battle of the bands.
It was my nighttime story the other day.
So
exactly.
And just to be clear, your current bardic performances is 7 a day.
Okay, still really cool.
So that more than doubles it.
That more than doubled it. So you're now able to do 15 a day.
Damn! I would just chill that shit out all day.
So you now have 15 uses of bardic performance.
This so makes taking the measly ring so much more worth it. I have a nymph best friend!
Yeah, as long as you retain the favor of this nymph, you'll keep these bonuses.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
There you go. So that is done.
I'll also approach Sol and with the antidote bottles and say, this might do them well.
Yes, okay. I take out my own antidote bottles and I kind of look over at her and I'm like, so this is what we used to dispel the Skyrock, the star metal. Perhaps it may aid you in the future just in case?
She nods and says, of course. Well, I'll happily take them back to the Queen. And if any other Fae exhibit any more signs of this madness, then we will treat them.
Wonderful. And I just happily give her another hug, and I'm just like, thank you. You're so wonderful. I'm so glad I got to meet you.
She voices the exact same sentiment back to you.
Oh, I love her so much! Oh, I'm so happy. And before, parting ways, I'm just like, and perhaps in the future, if I'm ever on the mountains, I would just enjoy meeting with you again just to visit. Hopefully on no violent terms, of course, because that was a little scary earlier.
She gives you a nervous laugh and says, of course. I hope I don't... And I do hope I never have to stab you again.
I don't think you will. I trust you. And another happy squeeze, and then turning to go towards Hildy's hut.
Yep. So with that, she bids you all farewell and disappears back into the woods.
I am happy. I'm a very happy soul right now.
Lovette, by contrast, is super grumpy. Well, sort of. Yep. She's glum. She's more remorseful than grumpy.
Soul skips up to the house. Knock, 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 knock. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Nice.
Nice.
This is method act.
Hildy!
Well, hey, sugar.
Guess what we did?
And what's that?
We fixed all the issues with the Fae.
Because you did what I asked?
We did.
Because you did what I asked.
Yes.
Well, I'm real happy about that. Y'all want to come in for some tea?
I turned to the others. Do we want tea?
Whatever.
Sure.
We would love some tea, Hildy.
Well, shoot,
Markus
come on
loves
in then.
tea.
Alright, so she invites you back into her kitchen again, and she, goes around and gets glasses of tea together for everybody. And she kind of asks you what went on the mountain, and kind of, asks to be caught up on the story so far.
I also stop Lovette before we go inside, and I say, even though what happened benefited what I wanted, it was not my intention to destroy the entire stone on the outset.
Oh.
I know it doesn't help much.
Not a lot.
It was not my intention to overrule everyone else's needs and wants.
I'm not trying to be a bad person.
I don't think you are.
Thank you.
But I think everyone can always improve, too.
I suppose.
It's not like I haven't made mistakes myself.
Like with Soul. It's like...
And I'll go and...
So I'll be kind of recounting stuff, but I'll also be like, we don't need to stay the night because we're actually doing really well right now. So we're not gonna abuse your hospitality because you're the most wonderful person ever. But then we went to the forest and it was really, really cool because she was guiding us and everything, and she gave me hugs and I loved it. And Soul
Hildy's
is
nodding
going
along.
on.
She's nodding along, listening to you.
And then we got there, and the queen was there, and I bowed to her, and then she, grabbed my hand and was like, don't bow to me. And then later on, she bowed to me. It was really cool. Anyways, so she was like, we owe you a debt. And I was like, well, Hildy helped us out, too. It's not just us. And she's like, well, oh, wait, what were you supposed to say? Talila. Oh, hello from Talila. She wanted us to make sure to say hello for her. She's really interesting.
Hildegard nods and smiles. Says, yeah, that's Tally for you.
Oh, you guys have nicknames for each other. Anyways, continues on with the story.
I'll have Archie pick up Markus and take him inside.
Markus is looking in a different direction. Archie just picks him up and carries him in.
Markus does a really good job at paying attention. Mm-hmm.
I have you on my headphones. I'm paying attention. I just am running around doing dad stuff.
Anyways, so Soul kind of explains everything and then gets to the end where you're saying goodbye to her new nymph best friend and about the hair. And she's like, oh, I don't really have this now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it just makes me so happy. And that's pretty much it. And now we're here.
That's it, I guess, yeah, sure.
Well, that sounds like everybody found something. Sounds like Vera found something for her deity. Sounds like, well, Markus, maybe
I gotta paint the cloak.
Maybe y'all got some searching to do.
Oh my god.
Saul, sounds like you made some nice new friends.
I'm so happy.
And then she turns and looks at Lovette. And y'all, I was thinking about it, and I just feel awful. I know what it's like to lose someone, and know that they're out there somewhere, but no matter what you do, you can't find them. So I figured I might do something for you and help you out a little bit. She goes into the room here and comes out a second later, and she's holding a small object in one of her hands. Now, this might not work for you, but it's worth a shot. I figure I don't really need it much anymore, so it's all yours. She hands it to you.
What kind of object is it?
It is a compass with an empty spot in the middle. There's almost as if it's like a compass, but it's also like a small container.
And there's nothing in the container?
No, it's empty.
Interesting. I'll inspect it a little bit.
If y'all put something of yourself in there, and then put something of whoever you're trying to find in there, it might help.
So, it should be said that a lot of Lovette's clothes are hand-me-downs. Mm-hmm. More like honorary hand-me-downs than being poor kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I just want to make sure that that's is okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was in your backstory.
Yes, alright. So, I'll look it over and thank you. So you were very honest with us earlier, and I suppose I can at least give you a modicum of my trust.
I kind of just stare at you. I'm not, like, making a face. It's just like a trying to read you kind of expression.
I was partly unsure if I should speak because I learned to not trust, and also because, well, we have some different values, it seems. I am, in a way, also running away from family matters, but I'm doing all I can to keep them afloat while I'm gone. I was hoping to start some business up here on the mainland, and perhaps create some cross-continental industry in the Mikini Bottom name. I don't want to say too much now, but we've been falling on hard times, and I feel responsible.
I stepped forward, and I kneel down, and I put my hand on your shoulder. I just want to get one thing straight. I want to do things with you because I'm your friend and not your employee.
You're not my employee anymore.
I
That's
know,
over.
but I want you to know that I understand family is important to you, and it's hard for me to get away from some things that might be following behind me constantly in my mind. But I want to help you, but I also want to help creatures who I think wrong has happened upon them.
I think I do as well.
I want us to be able to do what you want well, but within good morals. And I know sometimes that's hard to weigh things out in your mind, especially if you've been alone for a long time.
Well, I've had a question of what is right and what is wrong a few times in my life, but I will try.
And Sol kind of smiles and gives your shoulder a gentle squeeze, and then stands back up and goes back to their tea.
Hildy sheds a single tear. I just love it when y'all adventurers have these bonding moments.
Me too. It's healthy for people to grow like this. So happily sipping on tea, just kind of gives Lovette the first genuine smile that they've had on their face in a while towards Lovette, I think, and just happy sipping.
Lovette turns bright red.
And I kind of nod to Vera, everything's kosher now. Good agreeing nods on both of our ends.
Look, we all look at Markus.
Markus
You ever fight a will-o-wisp?
No, Markus, we haven't. Why don't you tell us what that's like?
It has the end credit. Boom, 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 boom.
They are fast.
I see. Well, Lovette, was there something you wanted to ask Hildy? I just wanted to make sure we reported that all was done.
Oh, I think I got all of my information.
Gotcha.
Between the two parties we've spoken to, everyone I'm looking for is alive, and they've been here, and that is enough, I suppose.
Did we need to go to the village?
Well, we have to tell them that the mine is okay to start
I know
up
Lovette
again.
wanted to tell them where places to dig would benefit them, where it would not cause any more of the hallucinogens.
Or issues. Hildy just going through the cupboards.
Sorry, y'all.
Just got a hankering.
So, Lovette, shall we head back down to the village and let them know about the mine and what you would like to tell them?
So wait, so are we telling them about the cause? Because
Well, you had
Oh,
said
you
that
didn't
you wanted to sell them the information for
well,
where
I was
would be
going
a
to
good
sell
place.
this to Siva. I thought she would be much more agreeable. First of all, she's paying out much better already, and also she would be more willing to do something a little shady.
I have jovial scoff at that.
The idea was that we could give her more control over the mine, and perhaps by extension ourselves, because she would have this information.
Sol kind of nods and says, and in any case, the Fae are there to protect the miners, so all that as well. We simply need to tell them to stay away from an area. Is that what we agreed on last? Just kind of stay away from...
I think...
That's
I
the
think
information we are selling.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, alright, let's go tell them it's fine to mine.
Yeah.
The Fae will be there. It's fine.
Well, we can always tell them what we encountered, and then obviously it's not exactly our fault if they open it up again, but they'll know what it is.
I suppose that's true. We can be like, oh, we don't remember exactly where we sealed it up, but we did seal it up.
Yeah, that's fine.
A compromise.
I kind of nod along with everyone. That's savvy to me. Is everyone okay with that? Everyone nods. Okay.
Let's find the misery.
Shall we head down to the village? I grabbed the pouch again. Still there. Okay.
What's there?
My ring.
The ring.
Still there.
Still there. All right, down to the village.
All right.
Well,
While we walk along, Archie's gonna fly overhead.
In that case, Hildegard's gonna bid you all farewell, and it was nice meeting all of you. And if she ever sees y'all again, she'll cook you a nice supper.
Thank you.
Aww.
I love you, Hildy. It was so wonderful meeting you.
She waves to each of you with an individual hand.
Oh, she's doing the princess wave. Individual?
Bye,
But
y'all.
at the same time.
But at the same time.
That's awesome.
I love her. I don't care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
And so the adventurers went.
And so the adventurers left the mountain and returned to the village of Wittengen.
And I believe we are able to pick up our horses.
Yeah.
Then.
The horses we parked there. Yay.
And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Oh, man. I am so happy right now.
All right.
This is what it feels like.
You return to the village of Wittengen. Your horses are still being kept at the there's a stable there somewhere.
Before you get into that, on the way down,
Yes.
I keep going back to what Hildy kept saying. I need to do some soul searching. And I ask my compatriots, what do you guys think she means?
Oh.
I really have no idea what she means.
I'll give you the hint that she gave you before, and that was that the best thing she can figure is that you need to talk to the guardian of halflings.
Oh my God! Yes.
You remember that one? That was a while ago.
he
Yeah.
doesn't.
That was a while ago.
It was a while
Yes.
ago. So she explained that there was a gold dragon that has appointed themselves the protector of all halflings.
Okay, that's right. We
and-
were going to make our way down that way.
Yeah, and if you ever made it to
Where are we?
that area, you could speak to them and maybe get some more answers as far as what the hell's going on.
So he has to speak to who? The what of all halflings?
The guardian.
I think you're possessed by a demon. It's slowly eating away
going
at
for
your,
Ouch.
at your soul inside.
It's a
It's just corrupting you and telling you away from Eden.
but yeah, it's the guardian is a gold dragon by the name of Zelnarifkef.
A gold dragon?
Yep.
I forgot. Is that on the
It's what?
in the direction of where we need to go? Is that on the main?
Oh no, that's far outside of Ville.
Yes, need to go that direction.
Well, we've got a bit to finish beforehand. But I'm sure we could get there. Anyways, Lovette, did you figure out, I know we didn't get a lot of information about your family, but do you know what direction we'd be heading after we meet with Siva and take care of the last bit of our hairs that we have?
I's going to ask around. I don't know the area very well. I don't know what sort of architecture Hildy was speaking of, but I figure a local may.
Alright. I didn't know if that thingy you had did anything.
Oh yeah, I could try that. Oh man, I don't want to. I'll take my little dagger and I'll chop off part of my tie and put it in there.
Part of my tongue.
Okay, so you chop up part of your tie, which belonged to your father.
Yeah.
And what of yourself are you putting in?
Take a little bit of my hair and put it in.
Cool. Alright, you place it in the compass, and you close the compartment. And before, the compass was, stuck to, just pointing no particular direction. It would just sort of wander around on its own, slowly. Mm-hmm. Now it's sort of, arcing back and forth between, west and north. And
West of me and north of me.
Yeah, it's just, you can hold it there, and it just points west and north. And it goes back and forth between west and north.
Interesting.
Where is the Halfling Grove?
The Halflings? Oh,
Yeah.
the Halfling Lands is an area known as the Merry Valley, and it is far to the south. I was trying to pull a map up of the continent, and I don't have a decent one. So, southern continent. You guys are in Ville. I'm going to go ahead and put a big-ass mark around it. This country right here. You guys are in Ville.
Yep.
the Merry Valley and Zelnarifkef. So like I said, it's a ways away.
And where are the elves?
The elves are over here.
Okay.
North of us is the Deadlands. That's where it's pointing?
Well, you see that big black scribbly crap? Yeah, that's the Deadlands.
Well, northwest as far as we know, but we've still got a lot of land in Ville to cover.
Yeah.
We have another continent of northwest.
Well, there's a whole continent. I mean, you're in the southeast part of the world, so northwest is most things.
I also had an idea. So is this thing like does it do anything to the pieces I put in it? Or are they... Okay, so I'm going to open back up.
So we can just do mend on your tie.
Yeah, well, that's true. First of all, I'm going to pull my tie out, and out of my little wrist gauntlet, these tiny little clockwork spindly fingers sew it back together.
Sew it back on, yeah.
And then I'm going to take, like, a loose bolt off of Archibald and put it in its place. See where that goes.
And so your hair?
So my hair, I'm keeping my hair in there, and I'm swapping out the tie for the piece of Archie.
It points at Archibald. The compass points directly to Archibald.
So that feels very interesting.
Soul's like kind of over your shoulder, just looks very confused. They're just like, what the fuck?
I'll give him back his loose bolt, and I'll...
He thanks you.
Well, of course. Yeah. Well, alright. I'll chop off a smaller piece of the tie and put it in and be like, alright, I'll just have to leave that in there.
Alright, so back to the village. Markus, did you have any other questions about your soul searching?
Sadly, no, because we need to go very, very far away, and we're not in that direction for right now, so I can brood for a little while.
We'll get there eventually, don't you worry.
The brooding is all because of the demon. It's a very bloody kind of creature.
We all got a little demon in us.
Yours is smarter than some.
Wow.
Alright, so...
I can make smart jokes, it's fine.
In the town of Wittengen, you guys arrive, and you want to make contact with Graf von Bergen again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You go to the mayor's house, and you find his staff is there, like, worriedly, like, tapping their feet and freaking out, as, like, the town... The mood has changed slightly in the past few days since you were here last. Like, people are even more on edge than they were before. It looks like a lot of the miners' money have ran out, and now they can't just drink themselves into a stupor anymore. Now they're just angry. There's a small mob forming in the town forum.
So Soul kind of like... Well, most people here are like humans and dwarves, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So Soul's pretty tall. Kind of like does a stand up and then just kind of like happily looks at everyone, just waiting.
Actually, I'm gonna ask Archie to shout over them.
Really?
Archie emits a loud screeching noise.
Soul kind of has to like cover their ears actually, because that hurts them.
The crowd stops, like, because they were like angrily shouting. They all stop from the screeching noise and they look over at you, at your group.
We're back.
With I'm assuming Soul standing on a box, just because.
I had to prove that I was taller than Archie.
Is it a soapbox?
It could be a box of soap, yes.
It could. I kind of wave happily at the mayor. We're back! You remember us?
Those are the adventurers that went up to stop the mines and open them again.
Oh, guess what?
Like the old son like that?
Soul looks very smart.
What news from the mountain?
Again, business is back to usual. We'd like to speak to the mayor.
There's a loud cheer from the crowd, and they all rush off.
We would ask you all to please remove yourself.
They all rush off to grab their mining implements to get back to work.
Wow,
Soul walks up to the mayor happily. So we're still alive, as you can see.
So Graf von Bergen is very happy to see you all, and he says, You've made it, and you really got to the mines and cleared them out?
We did.
And we also we did that, and we were so. That's what I meant to say. We were so.
You were what?
So well. How do you say this word?
I don't even know what word you're saying.
Thorough.
Thorough. Okay.
Oh, thorough.
That feels weird.
So Graf von Bergen is like, that you managed to open the mines, and wow, well, I owe you all a debt. I believe the agreed upon reward was 1,000 gold pieces a head.
I stare at Lovette to do negotiations.
So he goes and has a already set up. He opens a safe, and inside there were already 4 pouches that he'd counted out in advance. And he sets them on the table and says, "There you are. Paid and delivered as promised." I might have to put up, he starts tapping his chin. "I may have to put through an ordinance to build a statue for all of you."
No, that's fine. You don't need to do a statue of me.
No. This is true. This is hero work. Come on.
Other than a statue, I have perhaps something else that we could negotiate. If we
could you make me a little taller in that statue? Just...
God damn it, Markus, shut the fuck up.
I'm sure one of the dwarves could make you, what? You want to be human-sized?
Oh my god.
No, just an extra inch.
Oh, very well. I'm sure the dwarves could work something out.
I'll just make him dwarf-sized.
First of all, I should note that what we encountered in there was some sort of spores emitted by creatures. We have cleared out the spores and we have gotten rid of the creatures, but there may be more of them, and they were found inside the walls. So we don't know if there are more or where they would be, but make sure that the miners know that this could happen again if you're not too careful.
He claps his hands. Wonderful.
However, we were able to negotiate with the Fae of the Mountain, and they have agreed to help and protect the miners as well.
Truly?
Protect.
Indeed, yes. In exchange for all this, could I ask a single additional favor?
What would you like?
I would like... Okay, so when we were in the capital, and I went to those blacksmiths and gave them schematics and stuff. Did those blacksmiths, did their names, were they anywhere, like, did their shops have names or anything? Were they labeled?
No.
They were not?
No.
How did these people run a business?
No, I mean, I didn't have a label built for them. Is that what you're asking?
Well, no, what I'm asking is, do I know what their name is? Or because I didn't ask them in character.
You would have their information, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask him if I can have a small portion of iron shipped to those places for a couple of months.
Under your name.
Under my name, yes.
He says, of course. Is that all?
Yes, that's spectacular. I can do it.
I really don't want a statue, though. You don't have to waste money on that.
Oh, don't be silly. You'd be in the center
really?
of it.
Really.
I do agree that the statue doesn't seem economically. The iron mine, you do not want to...
Soul is about to get really angry.
Get rid of your resources too quickly, right? You guys are just starting to open it up again. You need to finish stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they have some stone they can chisel statues out of. I'm not worried about that. They're not going to be making them out of iron.
Well, I mean, but the funds in town are running a bit low, you know? I've noticed that the economy is kind of hurting. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, the miners have been out of work, and the crafters have been out of work, but the crafters will remain out of work for at least another week while the miners catch up on the lack. So they'd actually appreciate the work for commissioning a statue.
Can I just not be included?
To be fair,
nonsense!
To be fair, he does already know where you are.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, you guys don't know. I'm like instinctively just patting the stupid pouch on my thigh, just like.
You are the protagonist, dog. You get to be the protagonist.
You'll each get to shine. Don't worry.
Of course.
Now, let me see.
Could you make
They're
me
flabbergasted.
If we are making height adjustments, could you make me a little bit shorter, actually? You know, in proportion to the others, of course.
He starts taking notes.
I mean,
Soul is just like has their like hands on their temples and is just like,
not
right.
like freakishly small, just like normal gnome size.
Of course. So he goes through and he takes down any requirements or special asks that any of you have, and he goes off or he sends that. He gives it to one of his aides to go out and commission the statues to be placed in the town forum. Also, he wants to give you each an additional 250 gold for your assistance. So let's see, 250 times 4.
Soul just kind of like takes it, just like
comes out to be all right. So that comes out to be 5,000 gold total. So I'm going to chunk out 5,000 gold to the party. So there's 1,250 to each of you. And he is very, very happy with your assistance. He says that you guys have truly been heroes of the town, and you'll be immortalized in these statues in the forum. Oh, there was one other thing. Someone was asking about you, he points to Soul, in the tavern. You might want to step over in the broken pick before you leave town.
No, Nope.
No.
Good, I think. What did they look like?
Oh, they're about yay tall. It was kind of dark. And to be honest, I heard about it from one of my aides. I never actually met them.
Male or female?
Man?
Nope, we're good. Just tell them we went up the mountains. That's where we're going next. Again.
How would you... to each your own. Enjoy the rest of your stay here in town. And if I ever need anything, I'll send a runner to find you.
Cool. How tall did he gesture, by the way?
Normal human-ish height.
Soul's very conflicted. It's like, but what if it's important to my other party members? But why would they ask for me?
So do you wanna...
God. What if it's Biff?
Siva?
So you guys
male.
leave Graf von Bergen's house and you're out in the town forum. What would you like to do?
Soul is just wringing their hands nervously.
Well,
But what if it's like Biff? I don't know, he kind of did a human height, and he said it was dark. And Biff's hair is kind of dark.
So-
Maybe that would be...
get
Yes.
Alright, where are we going next?
I decide?
Well, you seem like you need something to think about. Alright, here. So, that one's a lot better than I was expecting. So, I'm actually...
Can I use your compass? I'm really sorry. You can
No,
take
it's okay.
you can use it right after. I just
want
want
to
check
see
something.
what this does. I'm curious.
Go on.
I put the engagement ring in there and then some of my hair.
Did you keep the piece of my tie?
I just gave it back to you.
You put the ring and some of your own hair into the compass. You close it, and it points directly at you.
What? Oh no. That counts. The engagement ring is mine. Damn it.
Ba-na-ba-na.
What would I have?
Or maybe you are your own fiance.
Soul looks really sad at like the compass and just kind of takes stuff out. And the feather would only probably lead me to Mother, so that won't do anything. Could someone go in the tavern and just check and see who's in there?
Man, I think
While
we're
I
going
hide
to
in
be-
the alley?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Lovette, why don't you just send Archie in?
I think Archie is going to stand out a lot more than I will. I stand out a little bit, but he stands out quite a lot.
Or I turn to Vera. Hummel?
That's an idea.
Okay.
If that's okay, I don't want to tell you what to do with your bees.
It's just one bee.
Okay.
Alright, I'll send Hummel in there.
Okay.
Slightly open the door and just let him go in.
Let me see here.
Well, actually, but I don't have talk with animals.
All I could think of
Yeah.
is, you get bees!
Couldn't you just see what he sees? Or?
No, that's not how.
Not how it works.
What?
So Hummel goes in there and comes out back up about a minute later, and
We
he's
can
kind
ask
of
him.
he's kind of like
questions.
flying a little funky.
Funky.
Yeah, he's kind of like
Did he get wasted?
He's kind of looping around a little bit. He kind of lands
God.
on. He
I
lands
look at
on
Vera very confused.
He lands on Vera's hand, and he's kind of stumbling around a little bit.
Does it seem like he's been like swatted at, or like just
Nah,
drunk?
he smells of mead.
What's wrong with you, Hummel?
Yeah, seriously.
You had a
what's-
job.
Hummel,
wrong with him?
Hummel shrugs with his front two legs.
Hummel fell off the wagon.
Just like rolling around in
Yeah.
her palm.
Man, my perspective of Hummel has totally changed for the better. And now I imagine him as a tiny, fuzzy. He's like the dude from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I mean, the best you can tell, Hummel's saying it smelled good.
Did you see anyone
there
different, not dwarven?
I mean, he can't really communicate with you that clearly, but you get the sense that there's a lot of people in there and some really interesting smells.
Well, I assume I can ask him yes/no questions just
you
by like
you
having
speak
him.
with animals.
I'm saying
Just like have like some sort of code.
yeah, like just have them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Him move his wings for yes and
Sure.
not for. No.
That's
Ask him if there was a elf with silver hair in there.
They understand.
Oh, okay.
common.
Was there an elf with silver hair in there?
Sorry, we're method acting over here.
Are you shouting at the bee?
Hummel
I'm
does,
shouting at his hand.
Hummel does not buzz.
Oh, Lovette, maybe you should poke your head in.
Let's get her in.
All right, Lovette, you walk into the Broken Pick, and it is a lively night. The miners that didn't immediately rush off to work are currently celebrating the reopening of the mines with with a raucous drink and song.
They celebrate the ends of all their drinking with some more drinking.
Yeah, it's the kind of people they are.
What am I looking for? Silver hair.
Give me a perception check. All right, you look around the room, but it is dark, smoky, and you're short, so you don't see shit.
Well,
Just go back out and
Alright,
give up and keep
I'll
going.
just-
come back
we'll set
out. I come back out and like, he's not there.
Okay. Let's go see Siva!
All right.
So, alright, so you leave town and start heading on the road to the north, getting out of town, and, you know, kind of fade to a sepia tone. Everything looks, like, happy as you walk into the sunset or whatever.
Oh, we're riding. We have a carriage.
Yeah, that's right. You're on a carriage now, so you're riding back in your carriage, and you head
And
out
I would
of town.
like to spend all of the days we spend traveling working on my music box.
And meanwhile, in the broken pick, poor Biff is waiting to say hi to Soul again.
That is actually very, very sad.
That is sad.
It's fine. He was actually the one playing the music in there.
You know, I think he deserves to get stood up once or twice anyway, though.
That's fine. He'll be okay. One last thing before we end the session. Since you guys have saved the Fae as well as cleared the mines out, you get level 4.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So now that you're done with everything, you did things out of sequence, of course.
Oh,
because of course you did. Had you done the mines first, you would have gotten level 3 right there, and you would have been the mines for level 3 and the Fae for level 4. Well, since you did the mines and the Fae, without completing either one of them, you were level 2 for a lot longer than you should have been. So now you're caught back up. You're level 4. 3 for level 4.
Insert new play session.
Oh. Do you need acid poured on you?
Sure, I guess.
What the fuck
If
is wrong with
that's
you?
what you guys want to do.
Dude, no. What the fuck, man?
What kind of acid are we talking about?
Stop.
Fuck me up, fam.
Oh my god, Kyle.
Dude.
Recap time!
All
Let's get a
right.
recap!
So last
I'm not even checking.
time on Check Please, the party has finished its quest on mines and the crazy Fae folk. They managed to save the crazy Fae folk, clear the mines out, complete both quests in the same session, and walk away as brand new, freshly minted level 4 characters. So I believe that puts us to the present. You guys have just left the town of Wittengen, and you were going to head back. Yes?
Also, Biff is in a bar crying somewhere.
Oh, he's just singing his heart out. He's fine.
I do believe they call that pining.
Don't cry for Biff. He's fine.
So, we're on our way
So the party
back
was...
to...
Yes, the party was... You guys were, I assume, heading back to Hartenshen to talk to Siva and get paid. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Ville area map. And you guys are just outside of the town of Wittengen, heading north toward the Holy City to get back to Hartenshen. Unless you want to take an alternate route. It's up to you guys.
Which ray is faster?
The route you came here is faster. The way to the Holy
Okay.
City, to ANNNND, to Hartenshen. It's the quicker route. It's also more well-patrolled and safer. If you guys wanted to go the Olsberg to Brockhagen to Hartenshen, you could do that. But that puts you on the southern border of the country. It's a little bit more dangerous, and it's also a little bit further. But the choice is yours, and you guys can go whichever the fuck way you want to go.
North sounds good to me.
I mean, you're level 4 characters. You can take on the world. I mean, who's going to stop you?
A dragon.
A dragon.
A dragon. Yeah, but where are you gonna? There's not just dragons laying around. Come on,
Oh, there were
guys.
some in that mine.
Fuck you, Weather!
Those were imagined dragons.
Dude, I don't know how many dragons we're going to hallucinate by the end of this campaign.
No. Beardy, I do believe you should get some sort of fun. Bad fun.
No,
I'm not letting that fly. We get a mulligan. We get a free mulligan.
You're telling me they weren't imagined dragons? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my fucking god.
We need a mulligan.
Thank you. I was trying to figure that out too.
We need something, okay? No. I'm not letting that justice.
Alright, anyway. So you guys are heading from Wittengen to the Holy City, to ANNNND, to Hartenshen. Anything you wanted to do before you left the town, which you technically already left, but I'm going to give you like backsies if you want them.
Also, I didn't get to say this last time. I was trying to find a time to say it to the mayor. I would have also told him that Beardy had helped us.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
I think I want to say that was mentioned, but
I don't know if it was.
It wasn't.
It's hard to remember things.
remembering is
now.
hard.
Soul doesn't have enough time to remember things. Soul is busy running away from things.
It's true.
I didn't mean to run away from Biff. It's not my fault he happened to be a male around the same time I'm running away from a male.
It's all good. I'm not worried about that. And you have things you need to run from, so it's fine.
So, on the ponies going the fastest route. Is that savvy with everyone?
Yes, I agree. We should head north.
All right.
Yeah, horsies.
Well, cool. Okay. So you guys are heading north out of Wittengen.
Our cart.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a car.
Our horses, Kaya and Rain.
Yep. You've got your carriage, and as you're traveling along, give me a perception check, please.
God.
Oh,
That's
shit.
the thing I could have
Starting out well, guys. Starting out
I
well.
did. Ah,
Hey, there we go. A 19,
Yay.
21. Okay.
I've got one more to roll.
If I just had a good roll, that would have been an even better one.
Sorry.
Okay, and a 22. So, Markus and Lovette, you both see something out in the distance. You see a solitary figure walking, along the road in the opposite direction, so toward you guys.
There's
Just
sad,
walking on the road.
Yeah, walking on the road, traveler.
Is there sad music playing?
None that you can hear from this distance. No.
Okay.
Who is guiding the cart? I believe it's Vera.
Vera and Soul.
Yeah, we're both in the front together.
Who is guiding the cart?
Soul's just glaring at the wasteland.
I believe it's a team effort because we're each controlling one horse.
Oh boy. Okay. So if that's how we want to get places, well, I'll just kind of tap you guys on the shoulder and be like, "Don't hit that guy."
We're both just like, whatever.
We could get in a lot of trouble if we run someone over and so it.
Well, should we go around a bit more? What does he look like?
I was just saying. I don't know. It's just a guy.
I don't know how your little tiny eyes work.
We can see the
My what?
person.
Excuse me?
So now that the person's been pointed out, can we see the person?
You see a figure in the distance. Yeah.
Oh, great. No details yet.
No.
Even with my special elf eyes.
With your special elf eyes, yeah, you're like looking and trying to get your view on, see this thing, and you see they appear to have like white hair, like silver or white hair. They have like a light hair. Could be white, could be silver.
Maybe we should run them over.
What?
Nothing. Anyways, we'll just go around. It's fine. Is there any way on the road to like kind of veer off a little bit just to make sure that we're not like directly in the
it's not a hugely wide road. I mean, the road's only about 20 feet wide, shorter than that in some points, but it's also like an open grassland. Like there's not really anything else much around, so it's not like you can veer
cart
off.
won't go.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also there's no other like landmarks to head toward, so it's not like there's no like forests or anything nearby. There's no like rock outcroppings or shit to hide in.
So I kind of lean back a little bit to everyone, and I'm just like, would you guys just mind readying your weapons just in case? You never know. Strangers are weird.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. Maybe we should turn around.
I am going to activate Archie's timer.
Okay.
We start turning around.
We're gonna turn around?
Sure, why not?
Oh my
No!
You said it, right?
No. I see nothing wrong with this. Keep going.
Oh.
We're the ones in control here.
Yes, but I can be rather annoying. We need to go north.
Wait, can you stop so? I didn't know it's an optional thing.
Okay, I stop? I stop the cart?
Markus being annoying. I didn't know that was a thing that turns on and off. I thought it was just always.
Wow. Character trait. I can't turn it off.
So at this point, let's think that like Soul is trying to like stop her pony, and Vera's like not stopping their pony, and the whole wagon's just kind of like turning. You're just turning in circles at this point.
Just skittering too. Fuck it, we're going forward.
All right.
YOLO swaggins.
I'll get my crossbow out.
So this figure continues walking toward you guys. Not really
Side
making
of the road,
any
center of the road.
center of the road. So you get closer and closer until you guys. You get a decent indication that this appears to be an elf male with white hair, wearing like blue traveling clothes. That's what they look like.
Ah, shit. Fuck!
Oh no, it's Kenny's our style.
I know, exactly.
Does he have the red aura around him?
No red aura. Just a guy walking.
That's much edgier than I was expecting.
What was that?
So, are you okay?
Where did you go?
Are we turning
The
around?
Yes! We're turning around now.
I am gonna roll Archie's ball out the back of the cart before he pops into a giant man.
Okay. So Archie's now behind the cart on the ground.
Okay, are we gonna book it?
Yes, I guess. I don't know. Oh, God.
Alright, we
I don't want to be too suspicious. Let's do a low trot at first.
We have already turned around in the middle of the road at nowhere. I think it's pretty suspicious.
Soul is
So we might as well just-
unable to function currently.
Alright, so
Unable to function currently.
this elf male is now close enough that they're in conversational distance.
Ah, shit.
And
Brewery waves and says,
get away? No.
We're very slow right now. Turning around
Apparently.
a cart takes a lot of effort on a small path, my friend.
Skrewy waves and says hello.
Screwy?
Screwy does?
Screw's here?
Sorry, Markus. Markus says hello.
I'm gonna put that face mask on.
It wasn't on already?
I don't know. No, it wasn't.
Oh my god.
so you quickly put a face mask on.
Ooh, motherfucker.
And
He did not spot you earlier. He's gonna still think we run.
I lean over to Vera. Can I borrow your hood?
No.
Need to borrow your hood.
No.
Why not?
Because nobody knows what Vera looks like without her.
Oh my god. Okay, so I unbundle the skirt that I have and like shawl it over my head. Vera.
Oh boy.
What direction are the horses facing right now?
Yeah.
You guys, like, in your weird trying to, like, turn around method, like, your horses are, like, here, and the wagon's still, like, here. So you're kind of, like,
It'll show up
half
in a
turned
second,
around.
I'm sure. So glad we're here. I'm just like, actually, we could just run him over. It would be fine.
That's what I was thinking we're gonna do.
Well, I'm gonna try to direct my horse back to front to face.
I'm gonna
Same here.
get Archie in the air before we start running away from him.
Markus is rather confused.
He's gonna start talking to you guys now.
Soul is like got their head like as far down towards their like legs as possible. They look like a fucking hunched over like old person.
You're turtling.
Yes, Vera, it's so good to see travelers on the road.
Okay. He smiles and gives a wave and says, "Hello, travelers."
Oh, kind of.
I just look over at Vera and like gesture for her to like talk for me. Like leaning forward as much as possible, keeping my head down.
Well, I figure I'm like sticking my head between you guys because Lovette's
The little cart window.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll kind of look back and forth, see nobody says anything, and like wave a little bit, just a little wave, like we're not ignoring you. We just don't know what to say.
He takes another step forward, says, I see you're traveling with my friend."
I don't know you.
I point at Lovette, still have my head down.
What?
I don't know.
I'll point at me too, like, me? What?
Thank you, Lovette.
At least you know you're only just friends.
Nice.
And I
If I push Vera out of the fucking cart, I'm not sure. You know what? I am gonna try and push Vera out of the cart.
I kind of say in a low voice to Vera, just tell him to move so we can get through.
Would you mind moving so we can get through?
Well, I have a bit of business with Soliana.
Is that so?
Yes, I wouldn't mind having a short conversation with her if possible.
I look at Sol and I say, you realize he can see you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's literally not working at all.
Take off the shawl.
Sorry.
I wrap my full skirt back around my hips, and I pull down the face mask, and I'm glaring at this other elf.
He sort of has like this, almost like, it's sort of like halfway between like happy to see you and also pity.
Pity?
So he's sort of like, he has sort of I'd say a pitying smirk would be the look on his face. And he's like, Soliana, you really thought that
call
this
me
guy's-
that.
That's your name.
Yeah, and I don't like it. Thank you very much, Gro'h.
He holds his hands out to his sides, and he's like, "Well, I think this entire adventure has gone on quite long enough, don't you think?"
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's not an adventure.
I mean, I've been patient. I've stayed out of the way. I've not stopped you. I figured...
Soul's gonna, like, angrily, like, start playing with, like, the fire ring they have on their hand as kind of, like, a way to, like, slightly piss them off.
I mean, I thought I was giving you space. I thought maybe you needed to blow off some steam. And you needed to see the world one last
That's what
time.
everyone thought back home.
Well, then you never came back.
And it's been quite lovely.
You have responsibilities.
You don't think they're particularly necessary?
Well, that's not the discussion to have with me. That's the discussion to have with your mother. And
I'm
your
not
father.
going back.
He sighs.
Oh.
Sol,
Yes. Yes, Lovette.
so you want this person gone? Just give me the word.
Soul looks between Gro'h and Lovette and just kind of looks down for a second. Oh my
Attack
god.
this guy?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Okay.
When you pull up the crossbow, I'm like,
I'm
but
kind of
that-
taking a warning shot, but like not like super. I'm just gonna roll normally. I'm not really trying to kill him. If I miss my intention, but I'm also like, whatever. We'll see how this goes.
You roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the thing to cooperate.
Okay.
What the
well,
hell are you doing?
so
You seem bleeding this
he's-
list.
So he's because this was like a basically a surprise round. He is flat-footed, and that is going to hit him.
Whoops.
my god.
I jump off the cart.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
All right, he takes 7 points of damage. Let me just roll random hit location here.
He didn't even do anything wrong yet.
Jeez. Okay, so that's gonna hit him in like his right side,
Okay.
roughly.
God.
Like
I
so.
was so hoping I got him between the legs.
So torso shot in the right side. He kind of like staggers back, like just totally shocked.
I'm gonna go ahead and load another round before he does something.
Lovette, no, stop! Oh.
What in the what? Why?
She thought that you were bothering me, and
No,
I was just talking. What's wrong with you people?
blame her.
that's a pretty complicated question.
This is the sort of insane people you found yourself in. This is worse than I ever thought.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as
What are
being
you,
tied
like-
up to a bed.
What are you, bandits or something? What in the world is
people.
happening? You just shot me!
God.
He points at Lovette.
Well, I didn't actually think I was going to hit, so
What the
that
fuck
was
is
actually
wrong
meant
with
as a
you?
warning shot. I was just trying to help.
She's not a very good shot.
No. I kind of, second guessed myself into that one.
I sigh and I say, "Can you come out here?"
But also, we kind of need space. But also, Markus, if you can actually pick this up, that might help.
He's gonna like sit down on the ground, like still sort of in shock that he's just been shot. And he's kind of like holding the crossbow bolt with one hand as it's still like lodged in his side, and he's just like,
I'm gonna get Archie over here before it becomes bad for me.
Alright, hold on. Let me channel some energy for this poor bastard.
So he looks up at Soul and he's like, Is this really what you want?
Didn't want you to be hurt much. I want to go back at all. It's not my place anymore. I knew as soon as I left. And before I left. I think the village is probably fine without a protector. Do we really need to stop outside forces from coming in? There's so many beautiful people out in this world.
So he's going to sigh. He's going to close his eyes. And then he's going to look up at you and he's going to say, "I wish it could have been different."
Excuse me?
And then
I take a step back, confused.
He says he wish it could have been different. And then he's going to stand up in pain with a crossbow bolt sticking out of his side, and he's going to start casting a spell.
Shoot him again, Lovette.
I take out a spear and throw it.
Okay, well,
I'd like to point out that Skrewy channeled energy, or Markus channeled energy a little.
Oh,
Didn't select anything, it doesn't count.
I did. Oh fuck.
so his spell finishes and he disappears. It seems to have been a teleportation spell.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh?
What?
Oh boy.
Jumped the gun a little bit, did we?
You shot him.
Lovette's on the ground, like, showing her belly.
Like a dog. It's like, I didn't mean to.
You shot
Soul
him.
kind of crumples to the ground, like on their knees, just...
I walk up to Soul.
I'm okay. I don't want you guys to get hurt.
Think that that's in your realm of power anymore. Of course I don't hate you.
You don't? Like, grabs Vera's, like, pantaloon, just, like, a cloth, some sort of fabric, way of saying thank you, and they just look at you, like, really sad.
But we'll have to keep our eyes out, I assume.
We are
And if
gonna
need
die.
be, you're gonna what, Markus?
We are
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
die. You shot him, Lovette. You shot the guy.
Mhm.
I don't know who this guy is. I wasn't privy to this information. We just see a guy walking around. Oh, hey, how's it going? And then you shoot him.
Well,
The hell,
Sol
bro?
he seemed to know Sol, and Sol seemed very distressed by him, so I thought I would take action. I did not take action earlier, and you were right, it was the wrong thing to do.
Not necessarily
I
the wrong
just
thing, but you don't start
made
with a
some-
crossbow.
Well, I was always taught to start strong.
No, you're supposed to finish strong. Finish strong.
You don't have to
Dale
settle
would
for
say
one or the
that.
other.
You start strong, you're gonna get tired.
Or win faster.
Like, lifts themselves up, just kind of goes back to the cart, and just sits back on the front of the carriage, just really defeated. They're not gonna try to communicate anymore.
Yeah.
And why
I will
didn't you aim?
return.
If you're gonna shoot him, why didn't you aim for the head?
I was trying to not hit him. I was firing a warning shot. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jeez.
Oh, you should really get
You
some
would
more
just
training.
shoot someone right off the bat?
No. If you're gonna shoot somebody, you shoot to kill. No.
Look at everyone just fighting, and I just, like, go forward.
One horse move.
Forward or the way
Back to the path correctly.
you're like, go, and it's like, wow, shit.
So would you say you're a pathfinder?
Oh.
Boo.
Like, -5 damage for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so back on the map here. You guys are now at that X along the road. Would you like to continue on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I'm going to... How many days of travel is this?
It's going to be like 5 days total. So I'm going to go
Um,
ahead and rest the party.
How many days is it between the Holy City and Wittengen?
2 days.
Okay, I'm gonna add 2 days to my music box if that's cool.
That is fine. So we're going to
Oh, that's right. I was supposed to remind you of that.
rest the party.
That's okay.
You get your notes out, Kyle. Come on.
Alright. Party's fully rested, and 2 days are going to pass. It is now the 27th of September.
Cole is barely, like, eating very much when we do stop to eat, and just, like one answer responses when people ask questions. It's just, yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah.
Alright, you guys arrive at the Holy City. Is there anything you need to do in town?
I thought we could see what's-his-face, Telic Boy again. See if he's doing any better. We haven't been gone super long, but apparently we've been gone long enough for the other town to almost riot, so who knows.
Alright. So here's the map of the Holy City. You guys found that guy at a library.
Cole's been, like, kind of, like, very close to Vera, like, once in the city. Like, they're just, like, pretty much, like, just, like, an inch away from them constantly, and once in a while they, like, grab, like, Vera's fabric just to make sure they're still there. Like, following their mom right now. It's like, please don't leave me.
That's sad.
Yeah, Soul's a little distraught right now about how they feel about their fiance getting shot.
Yeah. I didn't really think I was gonna hit. I was kind of banking. I was
Why
banking
didn't
on
you
this guy
just-
being really tough and just, like, nothing working.
Why didn't you roll for hitting the ground?
Well, I don't know. I
Kind of wanted to hit him, obviously.
Well,
Yeah, I
think-
kinda wanted to.
Yeah, kind of wanted to. Alright.
But I didn't think I would. I just wanted to.
I just want you guys all to look at this from the other person's perspective. Just
Oh, yeah.
realize how crazy you all look. So that's
We
cool.
know.
I mean,
I tried to talk him down, you idiots!
we don't really look that crazy. We just look like we have a secret.
Yeah.
The secret is that you shot someone.
Well, no, like,
Secrets
like
of
for all
random
he
travelers.
knows, we had like $10 million in the back of it, and we're like, if anybody comes across us, we have to get them the fuck down. It could have been like Old Country for No Men. He just walked into that shit.
I think it's No Country for Old Men. But
That's what I mean. Old Country for No Men.
I like that one better.
I think that's our version.
That's our version. That's the movie they play in our world.
Yeah.
No human.
Oh.
No humans allowed. All right. So you guys head back to the administration buildings in town and find the city library. There you find Samuel Varden working there still.
Wait, still working?
Yeah, he's doing his thing. He likes the library.
Do what you love.
Yeah. So he sees you all, and he's quite happy to see you all again. And
Woo!
And we're all fucking depressed.
What's this wee shit?
Well,
Markus is just angry at Lovette, I think.
he's gonna ask, like, any adventures you guys have been on, or what's been up with all of you. And
we
Crazy.
saved an entire mine and a bunch of fae, and pretty much saved a lot of people, other than
New
dwarves.
species. I mean,
I guess.
wow.
I mean, the dwarves are doing fine. They're just kind of sad.
They're just sad. They're sad because we didn't give them what we wanted. So.
He's very, very excited for all of you. He thinks that it's some amazing work you've done.
Paul starts to perk up a little bit, from his energy. Just
Yeah, it's like you guys sound like
thank you.
you guys sound like real heroes, like the kind of things I've read about in some of these books.
Don't.
starts to blush a little, kind of really happily, just oh, well, we were just doing what we thought was good, and, it's important to do that, and stuff, and they start playing with their hair, and, just, twirling it a little bit, just a little embarrassed, just oh, well, thank you. How is
Please,
reinstating your name?
Well,
Okay,
it's a process.
Okay.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Please do not call me that.
Girl?
Yes, I'm not a hero. I don't want to pretend to be one.
Soul, looks very, very confused, and is just you got a statue.
Doesn't that make you a hero in a way?
Yeah.
The statue?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You guys have some. You guys think I have materialistic values? Wow.
Soul looks really offended by that comment. And, hiding it, dude, what the fuck?
Yes, the magistrates and the officials, they're taking their time getting everything worked out.
Cocks their head and starts to crack their knuckles. Do you think they need some reassurance?
I would rather not get on the wrong side of anyone in particular. But apparently,
the habit of doing that.
It seems being the last scion of a noble house is not exactly the most financially beneficial position, being that most of my family's lands are currently in a necromantic apocalyptic wasteland.
He takes out 1,000 gold and hands it to him.
Holy shit. 1,000 gold? Okay. Alright.
Suppose you can afford it.
This is how soul works.
Alright. You hand him 1,000 gold, and he just kind of stops. He's like, are you serious?
Soul just kind of looks at the money and looks at him, and they just kind of shrug and they're like, not really what I want. I want you to be happy.
Well, I can use this. I could use this money to get all of the fees and everything paid out.
It's not much, I know,
Be
but
a fully recognized noble within a month. This is huge. He gives you a huge hug.
Aw, I hug him back. All day now.
Whenever you're sad, we just need to take you to the library.
Yeah, just take me to a library so I can be with my people.
Librarians.
bookworms.
So he stows the money and rushes off just immediately to go and use it.
Soul takes a couple of books.
You're very modest about that money.
Books.
What? What do you want, Markus? Why are you a blowhorn?
Books.
Great.
Books to
right,
make you a
Markus.
blowhorn?
Soul grabs a couple of books to just flip through, just to see maybe if there's any known history about their village outside of their village.
Noted. All right, give me a knowledge history. You are unable to find anything referencing your village.
Grem.
Beardy, can I research? Can I also research the protector of the hobbits, the dragon?
Yes, yeah, you can. Go ahead, give me a knowledge history, please.
Got it.
And the library gives you each a bonus on this check, by the way. All right.
Oh my god.
Okay, then.
Well,
Yeah.
You actually find a biography on the protector of the halflings. It's called Scales and Heart of Gold.
I like that title.
The story of Zelnarifkef.
Ooh.
I keep forgetting that's his name.
Soul? Similar, right? Huh?
So similar. Love it.
She's
no,
right
not
here.
Lovette. I
Oh.
said love it. Dang it.
What?
Babe.
Languages
Anyway.
and, like, they just all hear it like this.
Yeah.
She's right here. What about her?
So yeah, it's a biography of the protector of the halfling lands.
Does it give me some awesome information?
Yeah, a lot of it seems to be like written for younger audiences.
Oh.
So
it's perfect for you.
so it's like it's written almost like a children's story. It doesn't really go into like huge amounts of detail, but you get the sense that it was like a book written for halfling children about like, you know, not being afraid of their guardian. It's sort of like if you see, you know, the wings of gold, you know, it also rhymes quite a bit. So I'm not going to try to do it here on the fly, but
Gotcha.
you know, it basically is telling the young halfling children to not be afraid, and that he's been the guardian of their you know, valley for, you know, at this point millennia, and that he has a special connection to all halflings.
Aww.
The book is helping young children learn to spell Zelnarifkif.
Soul's just staring at the pictures, like fascinated over your shoulder, just like, ooh, pictures.
And Zelnarifkef is depicted as like a very long dragon with no wings.
Talk about.
So
Is it a cat? Is it a long cat? Does it kind of look like a cat?
kind of. Let me see here.
Oh my god.
I didn't know it was that kind of campaign.
It looks kind of like this.
It does kind of look like a kitty.
You have a very interesting description about cats.
Or a very disgusting cat.
Obviously, he never had a cat.
Lived with 4, that was fine.
I haven't had a cat.
Here's another one. There you go.
He's beautiful!
Like I said, it's a children's book.
It's more cat-like. It's like,
Look at all those claws.
Yeah, that's Pico. That's
Breathing.
the cat we have here. That's when he's hungry.
Let's compare. Claws, whiskers, lot of fur around the face, fur around the face. Fur on the
Long,
fur on the
sinewy,
face.
scaly body. Check.
Soul pushes Markus over.
Looks really angry when hungry.
Yeah, I do too.
Ergo, you're a dragon, but you don't have claws.
Soul pushes Markus over. Shut up! Cats!
Oh, there are the claws. So, is there any other cross? I guess no other cross references I can use.
Oh, and like what
Gold.
were you wanting to know?
Not necessarily the. Is there any known interactions with this golden dragon outside of the little children's book?
I mean, he's mentioned in other places, but not in any great detail. He is, I mean, near as you can glean, he's been the protector of that region of the world for more than 1,000 years.
Any
And
books about that region in this? Any books about that region? That would be helpful.
Yeah, where exactly is that again?
it's
South.
yeah, the
Way
Mary
south.
Valley. Let me pull it up here.
Is it southeast?
So, if you guys look on the map, it's a huge, poorly pictured map, but you guys are currently right here in the Holy City. Okay, you see that?
Right.
You're right there.
Mary Valley is
The Mary
way
Valley
the
is
heck
right
down
here.
there.
Oh, I can't see where that is.
What's next to the Mary Valley there?
So that's that.
What's the
Oh, okay.
what's the cone thing next to the Mary Valley?
That is a very tall, like, weird tower that is where Zelnarifkef
Oh.
actually lives.
I thought it was a
Ah.
fissure.
No.
That's good to know.
Nope. Nope, it is a very tall, craggy-looking tower. It's Zeldriftkef's Spire, or Zel's Spire for short.
Neat. I was gonna say if there's any treasure in that direction, maybe I can convince the others to go get some gold. Hey, maybe Zelnarifkef sheds and that the scales are actually gold.
They are actually gold.
Huh?
He's a gold dragon. Of course they're gold. What else would they be?
Alexandrite? Or no, what's the fake gold?
Alright.
Pyrite.
Pyrite.
Pyrite?
Fool's gold. So yeah, that's
Some new
roughly what's
information.
going on there. Yeah. So
Yeah, cool.
it's a long distance. For sure.
I get a little more information each time.
Question, Beardy.
Yeah.
In terms of the Holy City and the city that Siva is in, which one has better craftsmen? Like
The Hartenshen does.
Hartenshen? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this one has some. I mean, there's a fairly large trade district, but it's like the
There's
more
more about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly get almost whatever you wanted here. Like, it's still a large city, but Hartenshen's just a little bit more focused on that. Like this city technically has a higher population, but there's also a huge portion of the people living here are pilgrims and religious, like worshippers and workers. There's a whole lot of religious tourism in this city where it does not exist in the other one. All right, anything else you guys want to do in the Holy City?
Well, I guess while we're at the library, I want to see if there's any... I've been kind of curious to see how much information there is about the Steam Isles and that area of the world around here.
Okay, give me a knowledge history check.
Eh.
Okay. You're able to find the travel log of an explorer who went to the Steam Isles to kind of see it and write about it. It's filled with inaccuracies and assumptions, so much to the point where in certain places it says that he believes that gnomes eat rocks and drink steam.
Lovette, this is probably the first thing to get Lovette to smile. Hey, laughing her ass.
Yeah, it's not exactly an accurate travel log or documentation of your people.
I'm gonna make a few notations and edits.
While Soul's waiting, they're just kind of like just reading.
Okay.
Like, this is just what they like to do. So they're just hanging out, waiting for everyone, enjoying a book. He writes on like one of the bookshelves, Soul was here. For fun.
Nice.
Vera's just sitting down, twiddling her fingers, waiting for people.
Soul finishes another book.
I mean,
looks up.
Everybody in the library right now is reading.
Looks up at Vera, kind of like goes to sit down next to you, pulls out a picture book, just kind of opens it and just looks at you. And, like, waits at least 10 seconds before turning a page each time.
You realize I can read, right?
Sharing it with you. I haven't said anything. Aren't they cute?
Sure.
This one has a bee in it.
Does it?
Soul flips the page.
Does it have a
It's
bee
about... I imagine it's a picture book about pollination. Because Soul is trying to make you happy.
This is highly inaccurate. Why is it smiling?
Soul looks down at the picture and, like, gets really sad about it. Just, you don't like the pictures?
I pull out Hummel. Hummel, do you see this?
Bees don't smile. They can't. They would destroy their mandible.
Hummel looks at it and just shakes his head.
Oh no!
He just tisks.
Soul's ears go down. Just defeated. Just snaps the book shut and just kind of, like, sadly goes to put it back. Go now.
It was a valiant effort. We should really burn that book.
Soul looks offended.
Can you believe the kind of shit it was saying? It was talking about putting pollen and, like, you know, moving pollen from one place to another to like fertilize things and like create.
I'm pretty sure it's like a children's book to explain sex, probably.
Well, no, what I like to believe is that
bees.
it's accurately describing the process from a scientific standpoint, but the Druid doesn't like it because it doesn't involve like the spirit of the flower. It doesn't talk about like the flower's soul or feelings, and because of that, it's
completely
wrong.
inaccurate, like
Yeah.
anatomy-wise in the
Yeah,
pictures.
it's like, but this doesn't account for its feelings. This is completely wrong.
The essence, the bee's essence. Where is it?
Soul just puts the book away, just kind of looks at everyone, does a little clap. All right, everyone got what they need from here?
Sure.
Everything okay?
I'm okay.
Don't worry, we're heading towards wherever your compass goes. It'll be all right.
Are you okay?
Fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, me too.
Soul gives you like a little pat on your head. and then turns to walk away outside the library and kind of sits on the steps to wait for everyone.
Man, Lovette blushes pretty hard as soon as you turn around.
Be right back, guys.
Alright. The party leaves the Holy City, travels west, and goes through Ninen, and 3 days pass, and you arrive in Hartenshen. So we update
That
the
means
calendar.
that's a total of 5 days for Lovette.
Yep.
For the-
Yeah, I'll finish working on the music box.
Boom. You arrive in Hartenshen. It is Sunday the 30th of September, 762 of the Third Era.
And so then after that last 3 days, my music box is finished, is that correct?
That is correct. So you've returned to Hartenshen, victorious from your journey to Wittengen. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Hartenshen map. You guys are coming in through the Sooth Gate.
South Gate?
Yeah. Yep. Where y'all headed? I'm guessing the Heartstring Tap Room.
That's where Soul's gonna start walking. They
I'm
put
going that way too.
their little face mask on from Vera and their disguise kit from Siva on, I guess.
Like the dartboard with the axe in it.
Mafia waifu saved me.
Looking for Siva.
Shut up, Vera.
I could.
I get it. It was stupid. I'm not exactly the most street smart sometimes.
Alright. The tap room is bustling with activity as normal. There's people at pretty much every table. There's a bard sitting at piano on the stage, playing out some music, while people are sipping drink and enjoying the atmosphere.
Soul happily bounds over to Siva, immediately noticing her.
Siva sees you and gives you a welcoming smile.
Guess what we did?
Go on. How did you do?
Look over at Lovette, and I present Lovette arms out like fucking Wheel of Fortune lady.
Yes, we completed your contract, both parts. We have both investigated the mine. It was by a fungal creature that was causing.
Yeah, the mines had a fungal infection.
Correct, and we took care of it. We sealed it away.
And we know where the spot is, in case you ever would be interested in such information.
Well, I have some extra information here. We have marked out where in the mines the creatures emerged through, and we are worried that if they mine there again, this will happen all over. I'm going to give this to you. Please make sure that you don't have to tell the other miners. Make sure they don't do anything to get hurt again.
The flow of iron is good for business, and I intend to keep business good.
Right.
Well, you've all completed the contract admirably. So, I believe now it's time for rewards. So she steps back into her office. And says,
Kind of starts to go forward to follow, and then was like, wait, no, that's...
Come on, don't be shy.
Okay!
Oh, I can't have all of my sheets and everything else visible at once. I have too many characters.
Alright, so
Have
she
screens.
takes the information you gave her. She flips through some of her logs, like these big spreadsheet ledgers that she's got. She's writing in them, and she's like, all right, I believe that was 2,000 gold ahead. Was that correct? Well, that doesn't factor in the bonus.
Okay.
Soul just kind of shrugs and is like, yeah. Anyone else have any? No, it's not that much.
Okay, so she flips through some ledgers. She carries some numbers around. It basically maths a bit, and then says, "Okay, I think we've settled on an amount here." She pulls out a small chest and, with a lot of effort, lifts it and puts it on the table and says, "All right, that should be the amount owed."
Wait,
Stares at the chest and opens it.
Well, what? Oh wait, yeah. Do we have a bag or something we could put that in? That's in the chest.
Is it just gold in the chest?
Yeah, it's gold pieces.
Sorry, wait, don't put your head. Don't wait until. Oh.
So you open it up, and it's the size of, it's maybe a 1.5 feet wide by 8 inches deep by 6 to 8 inches tall. So it's not a huge chest, but it is full of gold pieces. It's 9,000 gold.
Oh, I don't know if it was audible from my mic, but Lovette has started hyperventilating as soon as she pulled the chest.
Just kind of looks at it very unimpressed and is just like, all right, go ahead and divvy it, I guess.
Go!
Oh my god, fucking Markus.
Divvy it up.
Okay. I am gonna cast open and close on it, so I've got a little switch in my gauntlet that fires out like a dart on a wire, and I pull the switch and it pulls the thing open.
Alright, so divvying the gold between you, each person gets paid out 2,250 gold pieces. So you now are pretty well paid, you've got some money in your pockets, and you're in a city that has a lot of different things to buy. So this might be a good opportunity to purchase a magic item or two.
Well, I do have a few stops, but I'll thank Siva for her patronage.
Siva says, before you go, I do have one more contract for you all, since you were able to complete this one so excellently.
Of course. If they pay like this one, then it certainly has the time.
Well, go ahead and spend the day basking in your victory. Go shopping, blow your money, do what do what makes you happy. Come back here tonight, and we'll discuss the next contract.
Okay.
Can we not have the chest in the room when we do that? I know it's a weird thing to say, but...
Well, instinctively looks over at the chest and just gets a little confused, and then gets, a little mischievous smile on their face, and then, goes over to the chest and just opens and closes it.
Hey, Beardy, can I...
Directly at Lovette. Just boop, 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 boop.
What is that?
Can I sense motive on that statement of come on back here and we'll discuss the next contract?
Sure.
Do it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll sense motive.
I'm sorry, Markus, she is not coming.
Boom. You don't believe she was hitting on you.
Not necessarily why I think was rolling it.
Yeah, so what were you trying to glean?
The way she said come on back sounds to me like somebody put a contract on it. Why would she want us to come back tonight? Why wouldn't she just want to talk about it now?
This is the DM. This is the DM saying, hey, maybe you want to take care of this stuff.
Yeah, so she wanted you guys to enjoy your day, enjoy your victory. You just got paid a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, enjoy your victory.
Getting a better cart, guys.
Live. This is Marcus's suspicious nature. That's all.
Sure. You're paranoid. We know this.
You very much.
You're a paranoid character in a party of murder hobos. So
exactly.
We're not quite murder hobos, although did just literally shoot.
Yeah.
You shot a guy.
Just shot someone.
You shot a guy because you got a feeling.
Murder hobos.
Yeah.
First of all, hobos don't have this much money.
And then
That's true.
That's not accurate.
And let's not forget that Saul was like, shoot him again before he left. So.
Well, I thought he was gonna hurt everyone.
Murder hobos.
I did too. That's why I shot him.
What?
Did you want to ask Siva if they saw...
It's Siva that a male elf with silvery hair came into the tavern at all.
I haven't noticed anyone that matches that description, no.
He looks like some sort of edgy douche.
Soul kind of does a side eye to Lovette, but doesn't make too extreme of a reaction.
Well, I like to figure that some of that laugh from you was from Soul. Like, okay, I'm just in the mood, never mind.
Soul just kind of has a little sigh of relief that he hasn't at least been in the tavern. It's just if there is an elf, silver hair, kind of black roots, maybe a fur collar with a purplish cloak, a little more desaturated than my lovely maroon skirt here.
A hole in their side?
Yeah, maybe a hole in their side. And definitely not as pretty of a color as this one is, because he doesn't deserve it. Yeah, if you see someone like that, don't let him in. Leave the city, maybe. That probably would be good.
Get rid of him. I mean, if that's the thing that your people...
Soul does another side eye.
I'm just saying, we might otherwise be in the property.
Siva gives you a wink and says she'll have her people on the lookout.
Soul grabs, just gives, a thankful, squeeze to it, and then goes to turn to leave the tavern. I'm going to go be religious and shit.
Since when were you religious?
Shut up!
I'll follow.
Soul is going to the Symphonia Amphitheater.
Awesome.
I will head to those blacksmiths I commissioned here.
And I will head to a leather worker.
All right.
Markus will stare at Siva.
I once fought a will-o-wisp.
On the way, I'd like to buy Lamler.
Okay.
I can send it to you.
Lamellar?
Lamellar.
Lamellar.
Anyways, so I head off to the amphitheater. I buy some better armor on my way there.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
So you're currently wearing leather armor. So, is there a reason you wanted lamellar over a chain shirt?
Is the chain shirt better?
No, it's the same.
No, a chain shirt would be better.
Oh, it is better.
Would?
Okay.
Yeah, because you have a +4 to your dexterity modifier. If you were to wear lamellar leather, it has a max dex bonus of +3.
Oh, you're right.
So
okay, you're right.
It would actually cut your AC by 1 that way.
And I'll do the chain shirt instead.
Okay. Sorry. I hate to metagame too much, but I just wanted to make sure.
Oh no, it's totally fine. I'm totally new to like all the that junk, so I really appreciate the help.
Okay. That's going to be 100 gold.
My gold.
There we go. It's going to up your AC to 18. Anything else?
After I leave the amphitheater, I just want to play a song. I'm going to try to find a blacksmith to improve my weapon. Because I still want my weapon specifically. I just want it to get a little bit better.
Sure. Okay, so you head off to the amphitheater and then to a blacksmith. Anyone else want to buy an item?
I do want to head to the blacksmith's mission, talk to them, get that in.
Okay. The iron shipments haven't started yet, so they haven't reached the city yet.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that
the
gate. Well, even still, I've just let them know that the shipments are coming, that they'll have my name on it and what my name is, and I'll write it down, just make sure.
Okay.
And then I will, I think I'm going to do what I did before and melt down coins for quick metal, so that they can make those crossbow schematics that I gave them, because I can't really wait much longer. So yeah, I will head to... There was an embassy or a bank or something, right?
Isn't that your god's place anyways? It's
that
literally
was in the
a bank.
other city.
Oh, okay.
There's the Tower of Commerce in the city.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can exchange 2 gold for, 200 copper.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
So
I'll do that.
At any point when you're in town, if in a town with a bank, or in this town, the Tower of Commerce, you can switch out. You can do money changing.
Cool. So I want to bring the copper to one of the blacksmiths, probably one of the ones I commissioned, just to kind of build. And I gave them schematics earlier, so I'm like, to melt these on the mixer pieces, how much was that? You do not need to assemble the schematics. I will take care of that. I just need the individual components.
Yeah, it would just be a couple gold pieces for the labor if you're supplying the materials.
All right. A couple meaning 2.
So what are you building?
So last time we talked about, I wanted to make something to make it so that I could reload it faster. Reload as an action. And then a scope or something would be cool. And a way to carry more ammo at once would also be.
Okay, so you essentially want to turn your heavy crossbow into some sort of auto crossbow.
That's the ultimate goal. It's one step at a time.
That's just I just want life to be easier constantly.
Isn't that everyone's goal?
Yeah, really.
It's going to cost you about 175 gold.
All right.
And you can turn your heavy crossbow into a heavy repeating crossbow.
I didn't think of it like that, but that works. Do you have... Where is the...
It allows you to reload as a free action by pulling a lever, and it can hold 5 crossbow bolts at a time. Once that magazine is empty, it's a full round action to load 5 new bolts into that and lock it back into place.
Cool.
You can fire with one hand. You must use 2 hands, though, in order to use the reloading lever.
So, quick question. Will the process of building this make my crossbow unusable in the mean?
Yes.
Okay.
It's also going to make it into an exotic weapon.
Oh.
Yeah, so pretty much you're only proficient with simple weapons and light armor.
Right. I could have prefaced it. But what is the penalty for...
-4 for non-proficiency.
Could I get at least a scope made to make it more...
Yeah, a scope would lower your ranged penalties. Basically, it would stagger out the penalties, so instead of having no penalty for 120 feet and a -2 for 240 feet, you'd have 0 penalty for 120, 0 penalty for 240, but then 360 would be -2.
Okay. How much would that cost me?
So that one would probably cost you something to the tune of 1,000 gold.
Okay.
Might be a bit
Wait,
less.
sorry, how much?
To buy it. To make it yourself would be 500.
I can do that.
And that would pull out your range penalties a little bit further. There's other kinds of sights you can get as well that are actual magic instead of just being like a scope.
Well, I'll try to build this as modular as I can so that if I find something like that, I can attach it. Alright, so I'll do that 500 gold. And you know what? While I'm at it, I buy a light crossbow.
Okay, 35 gold.
That's all I can think of right now. Yeah, and then I'll head over to the leatherworker as well after that.
I went to the leatherworker.
Okay, what would you like?
I'm just getting a modified leather armor set, but I'm having them modify it so that it has holes in it for my wings and my abdomen for when I transform.
Lovely. All right.
I don't have to keep on using mending.
Okay, so it would basically just be a custom sewn leather armor. It would be relatively cheap. Did you want to get it enchanted at all?
What kind of
you could get like a +1 leather armor.
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
So that would be 1,010 gold, and it would get you +1 leather armor.
Is there any way to improve my current weapon or anything like that?
Yeah, if you take your weapon to get it enchanted, you could make it a +1 weapon for 2,000 gold. So instead of being Symphonia's Wit, it would be a +1 Symphonia's Wit, which would make it have +1 to hit and +1 to damage.
Oh, I'm down to clown.
So go ahead and drop 2,000 gold, and I will add it onto your stuff here.
I should really let Archie, I could have made it so he could take weapons.
So now Symphonia's Wit is now a +8 to hit and deals 1d8 +2 slashing damage.
Beardy.
Yes.
Is there much you can do to a sling staff?
Yeah, there's things you can do to it.
Is it possible to do like a fire damage with the rocks that I shoot?
Yes, there is, but you can't do that first. The first enchantment that has to go on a weapon has to be a +1 enchantment. So
how much is the +1?
Costs 2,000 gold.
I could either increase my sling staff damage or increase my ability to cast spells with more rings and enchantments and that kind of stuff.
Right, you could put on like an item that gives you a bonus to your stats. Like you could buy a stat item for 4,000 gold. It would give you like a +2.
Yes, let me do that. Let's spend the 4,000 and increase stat.
Okay, what would you like to increase?
I think I'm going to do wisdom because it's better to have more spells available to me.
Okay.
Yeah, let me do that.
Cool.
And I'll meet up with Soul. You're at the temple, right?
I'm at the amphitheater, yeah. Pretty much, at least the scene that I imagine is like Soul like looks around, like they're hiding by like a pillar. They look around first, and then they go to like a tiny little corner, and the amphitheater is just diddling like off to the side.
I like how you're trying to be stealthy, but also trying the exact opposite thing.
Afflicted right now. That's what I'm doing.
I spot you right away.
Alright, the headband of Inspired Wisdom has been built and added to your character.
I forgot to mention to the blacksmith guys that the iron is going with a custom order I have, but I don't have it yet. I have to corroborate with people, figure out where we're going, and then I will.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I want to go to the leatherwork. I want to see if I can also get a custom leather armor made. I wanted to see if they can make something that's roughly the same size and style as my vest, but, protective.
Yeah, they can do that.
And then is enchanting armor the same way, where you need the +1?
You put the +1 on it first, and for armor it's 1,000 gold, not 2,000 gold. So armor's a bit cheaper. Did you want to get +1 leather armor then?
Yeah.
+1 leather armor, boom. Your AC is now 16, up from 13.
Nice.
And that's going to drop
Very nice.
by 1,000, so you're at 30-31.
I'm going to try and find my allies and see if we'll figure out what we're doing next, because we don't really...
So we're waiting till night, unless we want to just go do your thing.
Well, I'd like to look around the city first, if that's all right.
Of course, Vera. Here, and play my music, and you can go do your bee stuff. Go a hearty pat on the back, like acting like they know what you're doing. It's like, yeah, you got this.
I'm actually being slapped over here, by the way.
Oh, you go do your thing. Go on.
Yep. So I'd like to, is there like any lower, like more slummy areas of this place, or no?
Yeah, there's an area in the southeast of the town called the Southern Slums.
Oh, good.
Nicely named.
Num 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 num.
Walk around there looking at like beggars, homeless people and stuff. Like
Just looking
what
at
am
them.
I?
You guys totally dropped out. I can't hear any of
Oh,
you.
he was wondering what kind of beggars and people there were and like what he saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slums are about as you'd imagine them to be based on the name. There's quite a few downtrodden people there. There's, people sitting on the street corners. There's lots of beggars. The town mostly keeps those people, like, stuck in this area. So, like, if they go out to beg somewhere else, they kind of are ushered back into this area. A lot of the buildings here are sort of run down, and a lot of the houses are more like hovels than houses.
I'd like to talk to the poor people in the area, or like the beggars, and I'd like to try and get them to join Mellifera's hive, and also potentially also to get them to move to her temple.
Okay, so in order to do this, it's going to be a diplomacy check to try to preach in the area.
Yep.
Get on your little soapbox.
So yeah, if you want to spread the word, that's going to be diplomacy, and you are welcome to make that at any point down there, and see if you can gather any converts. So
You suck.
strangely,
That's why I wanted you to come with me.
So strangely enough, the people in this downtrodden hovel are not really interested in crossing the entire length of the kingdom in order to live in the woods. They don't seem interested in your faith.
Go figure.
It's really strange, right? They're like, but we live in the city. We have access to some food and water and protection. And even though it's not nice, we can still get inside when it rains. You want us to live in the woods?
There's a temple.
Soul to come with you, anyways.
I know. That's because you just patted me and said, "Go, do your thing." I'm going to stay here.
I love to think that Vera's pitch is basically, life got you down, join a cult.
Yeah, come join a cult. Come live in the woods with me. You can live with 10 million bees.
We have a lot of members already. Quick side note, they are all bees.
I imagine that's in the smallest text in the brochure. It's over 10 million active members, asterisk.
Well, at least the bees can read it.
At the very bottom,
One
all
of
members are currently bees.
I think Soul's gonna walk around the city.
Oh.
Staying
How do I
thinking.
find you? How do I find them?
How do you find them?
Can I roll for something to find them?
Knowledge soul.
You just want to randomly find Soul?
Well, I'm trying. I don't know. If they're just wandering around,
We're in kind of
I'm just
a
trying to-
thinking state right
Right.
now, so they're not really focused on where they're going. They're just walking.
Okay.
I'm trying to get around metagaming with the randomness of dice. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, it's a really big city, so unless
Alright.
Soul was wandering around the slums, I think the chances of finding them are really slim.
Well, I'm going
Really
to
slum.
go to the amphitheater and ask for them. Ask around if they were
okay.
seen.
Well, in that case, you're probably going to find Soul playing music or something, or literally putting themselves in the spotlight.
Not even paying attention. They're just thinking the entire time.
Yeah,
So they're just going auto mode right now.
yeah, auto bard.
Sol,
What?
are you okay?
Oh, hi, Lovette. How are
So-so.
you? Hi.
Hi. I was wondering if you would like to do a little shopping with me.
I can walk with you.
Well, okay.
So Soul kind of hops down from the stage, because little long legs over there can just do that. Alright, where are we going?
Well, I thought we'd shop for some clothing options, but whatever you like, I was hoping you to
Want to
be...
change your clothes?
I could stand to dress a little more feminine from time to time. And I think Vera dresses like a hobo, so I didn't really want to ask her.
Wow.
Well, she likes hobos, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's her thing. I'm not judging it. I'm
Yeah,
not really my
don't
thing.
kink shame.
Exactly.
I'm getting the biggest glare from Kyle. So I thought these clothes were important to you, though.
They are. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm just looking for some options.
Any ideas? Like dresses, or more like...
Do you think I could...
Soul just looks at themselves and is just like, should I say myself? Why don't we just start walking in that direction, and if you see something you like, point it out.
Sure. Oh, you know what I've still got? I'm gonna pop the muse I still had in my pocket.
Soul does not notice.
Drug-addled murder hobos.
Soul does not give a shit.
Well, I like to think that Soul's brain is really preoccupied right now, so they're just kind of half in the conversation where it's like, yeah, of course. And just starts staring off in the distance half the time.
So I was thinking, at least I want to buy a top hat. because Lovette had one before and she doesn't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can purchase a top hat.
Alright, how much would that cost me?
I would say probably to the tune of like 1 or 2 gold pieces, depending on how nice you wanted it to be.
Well, I'll make it on the nice side.
So we're going to get you a top hat.
Mm-hmm.
Picking stuff up randomly in the shops, like, while you're, like, getting it all measured and, like, correct for you. And Soul just, like, picks stuff up and then just puts it down and, like, just, like, robotically is just going and touching things.
Oh, man, that was me yesterday.
Like, a 5-mile stare. Like, the entire time. And turn around, look at your hat, and it just looks good. And then goes back to just spacing out.
Poor Soul.
Thank you.
That?
So, I'm not sure, what do we have for carrying space?
You have a carriage.
I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, that's true. We do have a carriage.
Yeah, you've got carriage
Oh, yeah.
space.
Yeah, so then I guess I'll get some more stuff. I had some other ideas. Get a cute little dress for Lovette. And one of those, like, the headband with, like, the mini top hat attached to it.
Oh, God. That's a thing now?
Isn't it?
Ah, fine. Okay. So, Noble's clothes, Noble's outfit is going to run you about 75 gold for a full set of, like a full suit of really good clothing.
Okay.
Soul pays for it.
What? No. This is...
What?
You don't have to do that.
You want a savior, so just let me give it, okay?
Well, this is...
Soul's already, like, pushing the money forward. Just staring at you.
Alright, money deducted from Soul's character sheet, and I'll add a Noble's outfit to...
Oh, let's gotta hide her face now, because she is a deep red.
Do you not like it?
No,
Is this not okay?
it's okay. Thank you.
Confused. Very confused. I'm sorry about Gro'h.
Gro'h?
He
Oh, I see.
was nice the first time I met him. Something about him always kind of struck me as odd, but I never really was able to place it, and distracted with other things, so... I'm sorry he acted that way.
Sorry.
And I'm really sorry.
Sorry,
Probably my fault anyways, so, you know.
I'm sorry if I jumped the gun earlier, and, But I want you to know, if someone follow you or harass you, and you do not want them around, I will do whatever you need me to do to keep them away. Also, I had something I was going to wait until later, but might be a private moment we're going to have. Back in Wittengen, I'm good at talking about money, but not so good at talking about feeling. This includes my own sometimes. So I find other ways to communicate. Anyway, I would like you to have this, and I'll give you the music box.
What? Soul is just, like, very, like, what? Looking at the music box, and they look up at you, and they just kind of, like, do this, like, head bob look, and they play it.
And it's the song that you played at the Telic house that you made up.
Oh my god!
Oh, well, isn't that
Soul
adorable?
is also spazzing out really happily.
That's so sweet.
Oh, thank you.
I hope
This
it's
is
this string of
Probably one of the
impulsiveness.
nicest gifts I've ever. This is probably the nicest gifts I've ever been. And thank you. This is so sweet.
You're welcome.
Soul hugs you.
Well, so that is pretty solid tomato color.
Soul is just skipping around this stupid shop, like, look at my music box. Like, just showing people. Just really happy and just bouncing around.
Well, that's nice and sappy and adorable. And this gets to be you guys' like emotional high point before the gut punch. So, let's find out what that's going to be next time. Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to Protagonist for the theme music, and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode's soundtrack. Please leave a like or subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and leave a comment if you have any suggestions. Until next time.